What is up, y'all? Jason, what's happening, man?
Hey, dude. Doing
Appreciate
great.
appreciate you hopping on.
Yes, sir.
Let me keep letting some people in here. Give me just a minute. All right, cool. We get rolling if you want. I'll introduce you, Jason. Me and Jason actually just bought a park recently with Brandon and another partner. I don't think y'all know Brian, but anyways, Jason came in on the deal because he's a grounds expert and he builds parks from the ground up, which is pretty amazing. And Jason, if correct me if I'm wrong, but you get like percentage in these park deals, right? Like for your expertise.
Some of them, like we'll do some just for as a subcontractor for cash flow. Like right
Yeah.
now we're on a $2.2 million job and it's not my problem. So we just got to perform and get paid. About to start a 70 site one where we're the general partner, 20% to GC and the property management.
Hell yeah. Well, thanks again for coming on. I'll kind of let you tell us what you got, and then we'll do like a Q&A. Super informal, man. I'm stoked to have you here.
Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, so my name's Jason Lafferty, based out of Fort Worth, Texas. I got my start in RV parks, just kind of jumped in with the 100 grand that I scrounged up in the SBA loan, doing a 60 site development. About started that process about 5 years ago. So we just kind of started a construction company from that. My two brothers, they have about 20 years experience in underground utilities and grading. So I was just like, your jobs suck. You're gonna quit your jobs and we're gonna start a family business. So let's go. So we just jumped into that 60 site development, just made all the mistakes. Didn't have any help. It was just figuring it out using their kind of construction background and my passion for RV parks. So that one's been operational for a couple years now. Um, and it's been a roller coaster, but I'm almost positioned to where I can refinance that and cash out about 500 grand and finally have some damn cash in my pocket to do some more things. So we jumped from that, went to another 65 site park in Oklahoma. So we built that from ground up too, just went from one development to the next. That one's been it's been rough, but it's been open for about a year and a half. And then from there on out, we've done other projects, park expansions. Right now I'm in Oklahoma expanding 29 RV sites for a guy that acquired this park about 6 months ago. So we'll do subdivision roads and utilities, drainage and stuff as well. And current project we're on is $2.2 million. We're doing a 156 site RV park in South Fort Worth, doing all the utilities, grading, paving, about 90% of it. So that's a little bit about what we do. We try to focus on a me being a good operator. So people like Travis will be like, hey, do you want to partner with me so we can have some equity for, because I'm 38 years old. I want to hit this hard for another 20 years and see what we can do for long term, keeping these parks, building a portfolio, I guess I should say. So
Yeah. Like, now I'm going to buy a park, and I know we need a lot of crap. Like he's coming top of mind. Right? Just like this one we just bought. It's like, I don't know any, like I know we need a bunch of electrical crap. I know we need a bunch of crap. I don't know what the hell. I know Jason does. Cool, Jason, let's roll. I don't want to know, right? Um,
yeah, play your
no,
strengths, delegate your weaknesses.
yeah, yeah. Like I manage this stuff, with the VAs and all the other stuff, which he's in the group messages too, because he just went down to one of our parks last week. It's a huge ass value add. Eventually it's gonna be badass, but
One day.
it's just one day. It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
But I think he increased the rent like 5 grand by going down there for a day and like selling off old stuff and making deals with people and all sorts of crazy crap. So that's pretty cool. Something you mentioned, Jason, and is like you're like, I'm gonna have some cash. Y'all like, let me. Oh, sorry, I gotta let someone in. Like being an operator and wholesale and whatever, like RV park, it doesn't matter what it is. You've got these cash crunches, right? Being an operator. And I like that you're real with that. It's like sometimes it does that, right? Um, but if you stay
Sure.
steady with it, like the cash does come and it does go, and then you learn to build reserves and all this stuff. But I just wanted to point that out when you said that.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Especially developments too. They're long terms, your best potential for ROI, but it's long term play. You know,
Yeah,
so on my balance sheet and my net worth looks a lot better than it did a few years ago. But so I've just been just doing all in because I don't really care about the cash right now. I don't need new toys and fancy things because anytime I have extra cash, we'll just buy more equipment. So we got about
yeah,
6 pieces of equipment now that we're not having to rent. We're saving about 50% of what you would rent something because we own it.
yeah. Hell yeah. I kind of want to go through the room here since we got quite a few people here. Um, I'm sure maybe you'll have questions, maybe you don't, but we'll just start with Jess. You got anything for Jason?
You calling on me?
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
Jesse.
sorry, man.
My bad.
Nothing comes to mind. Yeah, I guess only thing that I could think of is, what are the big add-ons? I mean, is a turnkey park with higher cash flow? Obviously, that's a no-brainer, I would think. But are you
Sure.
mainly looking for value add parks where, let's say it's, I don't know, 50 spots, but it can be expanded to, like you're speaking to, 80, 100? You know,
Yeah, I think that depends on your capability and your strategy, but it's real estate, so it's a deal. So it doesn't matter what asset class it is. But for RV parks, they're not like apartment complexes where you have data for everything. There's comps for demographics, there's comps for jobs and unemployment and all this stuff. But for RV parks, it's a guy writing his P&Ls on a freaking notebook. So you don't have any data. So I think for RV parks is really just digging in like a 5-10 mile radius and really digging into that hyper local community. You can check with the Chamber of Commerce. You can see large employers in the area and just put your investigator hat on, physically touching and looking at these parks. You, the answers will reveal to themselves. Because like I was looking at this park in Snyder, Texas, out west, and they had a lot of parks, but after driving through all of them and asking some questions and talking to a few people, the little silver nugget was adding some RV covers because of the type of people that were there and because of the lack of those that were available. So, so it's not very something specific, but it's something that you can identify. You're like, this guy's missing the boat by A, having a toxic management on-site person, B, just spend $10,000, fix your fucking Wi-Fi, and then your occupancy will go way up. Just try. You can find those things in like Google reviews. So sometimes it will reveal itself to you if you just dig into it.
Yeah. Yeah, and I know you did that on this park we bought. You went around town, asked all the things, did all the things. So I know that helped a lot, which we already knew. Grass was up to our head.
Yeah,
Management sucked.
yeah.
Whatever.
It's the cheapest
Right.
place in town.
You know. Let's see. Ray, what you got?
Hey Jason, thanks for coming on, man. Are you so I guess you're probably like what's your geo coverage? Are you primarily just Texas and I guess Oklahoma as well?
I'm working on getting my general contractor's national license because it's good for about 20 states. And I'm talking with a guy that's trying to go into contract next week for a 231 site development in Gulf Shores, Alabama. So like my brother's stuff, and we have a 12-man construction crew, and a lot of them don't want to go out of state because they all have family. So we try to keep it in like a 5-6 hour radius so we can go on site, do our thing, and then go home to their families. But for big projects, I don't give a shit. I'm gonna be there. So we can go to Florida, wherever, Tennessee.
Gotcha.
How are you getting these projects, Jason?
I finally quit being a little bitch about social media and just started doing it.
Yeah.
And then just people just been reaching out to me. Like yesterday, I had a meeting, this family office, an Indian group out of New York. They're like, we're looking for operators in Texas. We have 4 parks. We want to buy 8 more. And so he just kind of interviewed me and we're having a little follow up.
Yeah.
Um, it's just networking. Like anytime somebody reaches out to me, I'll be like, what can I do to help? What do you got going on? And just in the game, just talking, trying to be helpful, trying to provide value, just being out there, just being real, just
Yeah.
getting after it.
Oh yeah. I was asking mainly because of social media.
Yeah.
I saw you start posting a lot recently. I was like, oh, it's cool.
Yeah.
You're like in the damn rain. It's cold. You have like a poncho on, and you're like talking
Yeah.
about. I was like, that's pretty badass.
Yeah, I pay this guy $500 to come to the job site just to talk about 50 topics, and it just happened to be 28 degrees, and
I thought it was cool. It's just different from your norm. Usually, it's like people are like polished. They're like, I don't know, they got the subtitles, but you're like in the middle of this like crap hole in the rain, like talking about
yeah,
RV parks. I don't know. It's kind of cool.
yeah, you got to be your authentic self.
Yeah, Mario, man, what you got?
No, just listening, the RV park, I've never looked into it, never thought of it, never ran through my head, nothing.
Right.
So, just listening on it here and I have a couple of questions on other things in all honesty,
That's
whenever
cool.
you
Yeah,
guys get ready.
we can grab those after this.
Yeah, yeah, sure, sure. Go ahead. And it's interesting, so definitely keep rolling.
Hell yeah. Brett, you got anything, man?
Nope.
Sweet. I know you do, Trey. No?
No, not right now.
All right, cool. Anybody else got anything right now? You can just like raise your hand so I don't have to go through this whole room. Randy, any of y'all, Alex, there's some stuff in the chat here. Alex said just in Texas or everywhere. You already answered that. Brett said he lived in an RV park in Snyder. What RV park, Brett?
I can't remember, but I worked there for probably a year when I built power lines like 5 years, 6 years ago. I lived there for a while.
Triangle D, the big old 80 site one with the weird square pad site layout.
I couldn't tell you. I don't know how
Yeah.
many were there, but I know we all lived at the same one together for a
Wow.
while. Yep.
It's an interesting place.
So, Jason, I guess I got a few things then, and if y'all have anything else, pop in. But I know everybody's interested in this, so I thought it'd be cool to bring you on,
Yeah.
and especially because you do like the ground up stuff. You have the expertise on the grounds. Like, what are you looking for? Like, as soon as somebody brings you, like, say that I brought you a park, right? It's 100 spots. I'm super excited because the NOI looks like it could be there. Like, what's your first go-to? What are you going to start looking for?
Yeah. An existing park or development?
I'm sorry, existing park.
Existing park, yeah. From my side, my first thought would be like electrical and a lot of plumbing stuff has about a 30-year cycle. So for a little bit older park, I'd like to get out there and just touch it, try to bring my electrician. But a lot of it's just opening up the pedestal electrical boxes like in Beeville. It's like, oh man, these crackheads snipped all this copper. We're gonna just have to redo a lot of it. But you can get into an older park and you think you might have a lot of stuff come up, and it's not that bad. Just taking a little bit closer look. Digging a little bit into your septic. How do they have any records last time they pumped it? Because if they don't pump the septic tanks very often, it could cause problems. And not big deals, but so from an infrastructure standpoint, that side really is the big deal. For mobile homes, then it's the other side is like, what's your plan to increase the NOI? Because if it's like bring the new suckers in there, then we're talking money. Or if it's, how can you attract and be attractive to get more folks to come in?
Ray, what you got, man?
Yeah, I guess on the development side, like what's kind of like your minimum fully built out like lot count to even like look at something? Are you kind of targeting 100 plus for it to even
No,
make sense for you?
no, I talk a big game, but I'll do anything. So like, was it August 2024? Um, uh, my assistant approached this man about a 10 site RV park, and he was like, just give me $100,000 and I'll retire. I was like, cool, I'll drive out there tomorrow. So I drove out there, and he was doing 2-3 grand a month, and there was an extra acre, so we negotiated 50 grand down, and I did a little hard money loan, so for an extra 30 grand, and then we went and added 6 sites and later built a cabin because there was like a little corner piece. So we took that property from me buying it from 100 grand, and I'm about to refinance it now for 450. So it's tiny. I got an on-site guy. I have help with the call center, so I don't really have to do really much anything. I just check in with my guy once a week, ask him how he's doing, just to be friendly. Um, so that's on the small side. I don't mind those. A lot of people shy away from them, but if you can have the right on-site person, it can be pretty hands off.
Yeah. The reason I ask, I had a lead probably 6 months ago. It was like he had four existing lots or pads and room for like 20 or 30 more. I really didn't know what to do with it. So yeah,
RV
just
side or mobile home side?
it was RV.
Yeah. Yeah, just depending on your strategy, distance, kind of what the situation is. Because
Yeah.
RV parks, the answer is always it depends. Because there just might be some weird shit going on from solar farm developments to just weird things. With all these data centers, they have like a 3 to 10 year cycle. So that's why everybody in Abilene's going ape shit crazy building all these parks over there. in 7 years or so when that dies off, I don't, it's going to be a ghost town. But there's always these weird variables that, if you do your little digging or, just kind of something small might be something pretty easy that you can capitalize.
What do you think on that deal that he had? Like, hey, there's room to add 20. Like, obviously, first infrastructure is like, is there really room? Is it like
Right.
permitted? Is the electrical there? You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah. If it's on septic, well, is there enough room for this septic expansion or not? Because that's always the big one, because that will control your yield for
Yeah.
sure. But that one, if it's only four and you can get in for next to nothing, and you had a decent hard money situation or financial situation to do the expansion pretty quick, and you believe in the demand, four sites, I would hope it's 150, 200 grand. I don't know the proximity if it was rural or anything, but having a park with 24 sites and paying $500 a month, you're going to be at a 25% expense ratio. So you're netting six figures. So it's $1 million park. So if you can get in that
Are you,
situation for 350, 400 all in, then, and you believe in that demand, you believe in your execution, I mean, that's pretty good margins to me.
yeah. Are you putting like, does each pad get its own septic? Like, how does that work? Or are they shared? Or is it one big
Texas,
septic?
usually one big one. So
Gotcha.
sometimes you gotta get weird, depending on the shape of your land, slopes, and different things. But in Texas, any RV park has to be designed by a site evaluator or licensed engineer that's trained in septic. So it's usually just like if it's development, say, hey, here's kind of what I'm thinking. I do something real rough, and then I check with them next because they might like throw some curveballs at you. So you don't want to do all these crazy plans before you engage with them. But usually the answer is yeah, it's your say 60 sites. They're all in these rows, and they come down here to 22,000 gallons worth of tanks.
Gotcha.
But sometimes if your layout of your property is weird, like I'm working at one guy in West Fort Worth who wants to do 100 RV sites, it makes sense to separate the tanks kind of strategically. But I just rely on the engineers for that because that's weird shit.
I got you. Thanks, man.
Sir.
commercial's cool, like, because like when you increase NOI, you increase value, meaning you increase cash flow, it's worth more,
Mhm.
right? Like we had an acre behind a park that I own, small park, 20 something units. One of my first parks. And I came from a oil field, and I think I told you, but I put a couple man camp, four plexes back there on an acre, and I put a septic on each fourplex. I let the engineers do it, but they put a septic on each and handled it. And it was out of city limits, so my handyman just ran the water line around the damn land and hooked it all up. And it was pretty relatively cheap. The units, everything with septic, everything all in were 80,000 a piece. So I bought two fourplexes for 160,000 out of a cash out refi and get an extra 5,600 a month.
Hmm.
Like it was easy, just bring in two units. Like it was very, very easy. It
Yeah.
was like
Yeah.
a
Just
lot
a
of
cash on cash look at it. That's beautiful.
yeah, none of my money. Like I mean it was because it came out of the project, but like I didn't like pay it out of pocket.
Sure.
It's pretty cool. Um Mario, what you got, man?
The once again, treat me like a baby on this. I've never even looked into something like this. There's a difference between a mobile home park and an RV park, right? RV is like where they bring in their own RV thing and then they park it there and stay there for X amount of time and you charge them daily or weekly or whatever it may be.
Yes, sir.
And the mobile home park is pretty much the mobile home is there and it doesn't move for
Pretty much permanent.
okay, permanent. Okay.
Yeah,
And as far
those
as
could be like 4 or 5 grand to if you lived at a park for 5 years, you say, hey, I want to go somewhere else. They could spend $5,000 just to take it across town. So mobile homes are very difficult to move.
okay, gotcha. And are is there like a website that these are for sale or people are selling them, a specific location? You have mentioned that you do social media. How do you pitch for someone that owns something like that wants to sell it?
A lot of these Facebook groups for RV parks are pretty strong. 50,000 members, deals going on there all the time. Wholesaler guys on there. Crexy is the easy answer. That's where you're gonna have your stuff on a premium that, most of your good buyers aren't obviously looking at. But if you're trying to sell something at a premium, then Crexy gets all the eyeballs on it. And then just working networks, just
Just
like
like
as you're into this thing, like I have. I don't know, 5 or 6 different people that I know that buy and sell RV parks all the time. So if I come across something, I'm like, hey, what do you think about this? And it's just being active and just getting as many eyeballs on it as possible.
Gotcha. And the marketing, I guess, for the RV parks, to have people to come and, station there.
Mhm.
How does that work, or how does that end of it kind of work?
Yeah. That's a whole nother beast. So RV parks, you have 3 different styles. You have a community, which is your long-term people, maybe construction in the area, just cheap housing. You have an in transient. So it's like, hey, we're stopping on here. I'm taking the family to Florida. So we're going to be here for a couple nights. And then you have a destination. You're by a lake. You are your own destination. You got your own fancy resort or whatever it may be. So once you break it down by that, then you figure out who is my avatar client that's going to be staying at my park, and then you just kind of just cater it to them. So for marketing, my first park, there's a lot of solar farms in the area. There's not a lot of demand. It's a little saturated. So all these guys are coming in from out of town, out of state. So the answer for that was Google My Business doing ads. So when they type in RV park next to my job site, I'll pull up first. Working with local chamber of commerce didn't make that much sense for that one. So once you figure out who's going to be that person that's going to be standing at my park, figure out who that person is, then you can really dig in and just be invisible to them and be like waving a flag. If they're just going to be there for a couple months and they're workers, they want easy check in, check out, they want Wi-Fi, they want to be able to shower, they want to be left alone. So I just try to be like, hey, I need a quick background check. I know you're busy, and just keep it as clean as easy as possible. And then they tell their friends, you offer them $50 if they give you a referral, and you speak to them the way they want to be spoken to.
All right, cool. Thank you.
Yeah, man.
Jesse, what you got, man?
Yeah. Hey, Jason, just another question for you. So what do you prefer at the end of the day, RV parks or mobile home or a blend? And what's the pros and cons of both?
Um, Again, I think it goes back to your strategy. RV parks. You hear a lot of people that are more interested in them because maybe they came from multifamily or from the mobile home side because you're not changing toilets or you're not having to deal with repairs or like the one that me and Travis had. We kicked all these crackheads out. He evicted all these people that weren't paying, and we just inherited 12 units. So then you have to be more hands-on because you're like, oh shit, I have 12 units now versus an RV. We've talked to we've had to evict some people and in Travis's Eyes Park, I talked to the cops last week. They're like, this dude's squatting. If you want to hook up to it, we'll watch him. You can just tow their shit out of here. Versus a mobile home park, you can't just tow it out of there. So that's the first side. But me, I'm just trying to be really good as an operator, and I know RV parks, but half RV parks, especially the way everything is going, is affordable housing, which is a blend with mobile home parks, and then now there's some new legislation that might be passed that's going to change on some infrastructure and how mobile homes are built, where they could have like some type of plastic framing instead of metal framing and have less regulation on them or something. So that might change the demographics going next few years going forward. So pretty broad answer.
And you said being an operator is like this stuff isn't just like you kind of see some stuff on social media. It's like buy an RV park, buy a mobile home park, and you're set. It's like it's not really, it's not really
Yeah,
how it works,
right, right.
right?
Yeah, yeah. Build one and buy one and retire.
Yeah, it's just like I don't really like it's marketing, it's clickbait, it's whatever. It's the same work you're doing now. It's just something else, right? It's the return you like, whatever. So like, I'm never a big fan of being like, do this and you're gonna just be rich. I don't like that. But like, it's a cool strategy. You want to build some cash flow. It's not easy, right? There's a lot of work, but I mean, whatever you're doing is worth it if you're doing it. So might as well make it worth it.
Mhm.
Is getting a loan to buy an RV park difficult? Michael Dodson asking, is difficult if we don't have the cash flow.
If the park doesn't have the cash flow,
What do you clarify, Michael? If you don't have the cash flow or the park doesn't?
I don't. If I don't have the cash, is it going to be difficult to get a loan on an RV park?
uh, for existing, a lot of lenders will look at DSCR in 1.25. So it's easy numbers. If the park is netting 5 grand a month, they'll you divide that by 1.25, and so they'll give you a loan based off of $4,000 a month. So from that standpoint, most lenders will want it close to a 1.25 DSCR because they just want to know if, hey, we give a loan, like, is it even going to be able to pay for itself with a little wiggle room? And the second th side as a guarantor, they're going to want to know that you have the ability to pay it back. So that's when they're going to dig into your finances. And if tax returns aren't great or whatever the situation may be, there's value in finding somebody that gets 20% of your deal just to be a personal guarantee. They don't have to do anything. They're not going to do anything, but they're going to sign on a loan and it's going to be able to get you that loan from that bank, get you that approval from that bank.
Awesome. Thank you.
Some banks will want a global review. You just want to stay away from those if you don't have the cash or cash flow. You'll want to do like he said, make sure that they have DSCR option. Because like if they want to do a global and look at you as a person, as everything, and it's gonna be a big waste of time if you can't qualify. But a lot of them will do just commercial base, which is pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Thank you all.
Sure.
Hell yeah. Let's see. Anybody else got anything? Cool. Appreciate the hell out you coming on here, man. I wanted to
Yeah.
keep it short and sweet, let you jump on here for about 30 minutes. I know people got questions on other stuff.
Yeah.
Um,
Thanks.
yeah, dude. And last thing I have is on the development side. Say somebody does, because you're in a room full of people who are looking for deals all day or find deals everywhere. They find some vacant land. Maybe it's got the city line up front, whatever. Like what makes it, what's the kind of thing that triggers in your mind that you're like, damn, I want to look at that project.
Mm-hmm. Definitely the demand, because demand solves all your answers, acquisition, development, whatever. During the a real estate gold rush 2022, when that kind of fizzled off, almost every asset class probably, before then it was, oh yeah, we're gonna build a park, it's gonna be 100% occupancy, we're gonna be rich. But
Yeah.
now people are having to dig into their marketing. They're having to try a lot harder. The market's tightening down. So something that really digs into me is you pair that with on the development side, you're seeing in Texas and other states a lot more regulation on RV parks and mobile home parks in terms of Willis, Texas, north of Houston, Lake Texoma around Texas, around the Gulf Shores, Baldwin County, Denton County, north of Dallas, Fort Worth. All those places are saying no more F and RV parks. We're going to review this in 5 years, maybe. We might open back up. Baytown, Texas, there'll never be another RV park for the next 5 to 7 years. So you're seeing a lot of that. But the weird thing is this development I'm looking at with this guy in Gulf Shores is they already have the permit, so they're selling the land entitled. But we know that we're going to be pretty much the last RV park built in that area. So do you believe that area is going to appreciate knowing that that county is not going to let another one on there? So that's another crazy variable that you got to use your gut and your instinct and have a little faith as well.
Well, here's what's funny too is if you got time, Jason,
Yeah.
Chris sent a deal right now. Well, I don't know if it's a deal, but an address, and I can pull it up on the screen in Dallas. It's 7 acres and it has utilities across the road. All right, well, it's Dallas, so demand's there, right? It's 7 acres, so I mean, you can't put 100 spots, but
Right.
maybe what 50, right? I don't know.
Yeah.
So let me pull it up here.
Yeah. Without city sewer RVs, you can still get 60, 70 in there. You probably won't get more than 60, 65 because like Texas and a lot of states, they don't, if you're septic, they don't want septic systems larger than 5,000 gallons per day, which is about 65 site park and a little clubhouse. So that piece of land isn't big enough to subdivide because a lot of people, like right now, I'm doing 156 sites, but all I did was draw a line in the middle of it and design two separate 5,000 gallon per day systems right next to each other. So that's how they were supposed to do it all. That's how they're able to do it all in one piece of property. But with 7 acres, you're limited on that.
Real quick, is there a place to find that information of like where the regulations are getting stricter on in the county? You just go to the county website to find that? Is that where you're going?
Yeah, yeah, the county website, but uh, it's just tough because some of the counties they'll put on there now RV park, mobile home communities, specific rules and regulations. So on to strictly development, you'll see that. But if you're in a city, there or even an ETJ, a lot of them will, you need to get through this layer of approval, and even if you do, then they could just still say no. So it's really case by case, just calling them, say, hey, this is what I'm looking to do, and then kind of feel it out, be nice, and feel out like, are they just going to shut you down regardless of what you do? Because they're not allowed to tell you that, but they can tell you that like wink, wink.
Okay, awesome. Thanks, man.
Yeah.
So
All right,
here's
so
this land. Oh, this is cool. So This is his land that Chris has put here. So it looks like the highway's right here. That's pretty cool.
Hmm.
Um,
175.
yeah, 175 Dallas. I guess I'm assuming it's this strip of land here.
Yeah,
There's
that's true.
there's big commercial behind it, it looks like though.
Yeah, as long as it's not in flood zone.
Um,
As far as I know, the owner said it's not. There's a creek that runs on the very backside of it that's not on the property, but there are utilities on the opposite side of this woody road.
I guess this house would have to be demoed.
Yeah, it's like a 1930s house that
But you know, if the house is there, there is utilities,
Yeah,
right?
they at least got
he's on
uh,
water well and septic on the house, but city
oh,
utilities are across that road for that subdivision right there.
Oh yeah.
yeah. So if you were trying to buy it, not even do anything of it, but just kind of like sell the dream to somebody else, I mean, you could do a few phone calls, with city water and just be like, yeah, I got the 6 acres. I want to do 60 a side RV park. Uh, TCQ rates them at 50 gallons per day. You don't really need to tell them that, but you just tell them 60 and they'll give you an idea if you can provide water or not. A lot of water companies are being dicks and they'll do a hydrostatic study and it'll be like 1,000 to 2,500 bucks just to get you that answer. But they might not. They might just be like, yeah, you can have a 2 inch water meter, no problem. So then you can dig into the county, do a little research, make a couple phone calls, and then you might be able to look up some regulations and just put that on a silver platter to pass it on to somebody else that like, ooh, I want to build an RV park. That would be great.
And do you know any developers that take on those kind of projects, Jason?
I do.
So, that being said, if you find that information out, Chris, you can go to, can you probably send it to you, right? Y'all can figure something out.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's possible, I don't know how much they're wanting for this, but I'm assuming if you have one of your leads, it's they probably need to just sell the thing.
Yeah. Yeah, but just get an idea on what it would take. But really, if you get with the county and then you can get water and then the county regulations are good, then you can just advertise a great opportunity for an RV park. Here's why. And just because you said that commercial word, the value appears higher.
How much do they want, Chris?
Kind of negotiating the price. He said someone had it in the contract for 700,000 and they
Oh my God. They're nuts.
but of course they couldn't close on it.
Yeah, for sure. Interesting. Yeah, that's nuts. But I was thinking like under 100 G's or something. Like I'm like, yeah, that could be cool. But cool, man. Well, appreciate it again, Jason, and good seeing you.
Sure.
And I'm sure we'll be
Likewise.
talking soon.
Yeah, man.
And everybody else, stay on because we'll go through the normal stuff.
All right. Y'all have a good one.
Later, bud.
Yeah.
All right, Mario, what you got? Jason knows his stuff, by the way. If y'all want his contact or whatever, let me know. I'll throw it in the group. Just as long as he's cool with it, but I'm sure he is. Mario, you said you had some questions. What you got?
Yeah, Travis. Thank you once again for this every week. I appreciate that. So right now my main marketing strategy is direct mail. That's all I'm doing right now and agent outreach. I'm just kind of building a network of agents in the markets I work in, Broward County, Florida, and Montgomery County, Ohio. And I do a follow-up text every, 2, 3 weeks, just kind of, hey, remember me if you come across anything that's, a good fixer-upper or a value-add rental, let me know. Because I'm looking for me for a burr for the most part. But if it doesn't work for me, then I'm, trying to switch it over to, or it's just not in my buy box or something, try to switch it over to um a wholesale or just a regular wholesale or an ovation, which I'm not too versed on novations. I know it's just, paperwork and explaining it, and you say it a bunch on your content all over. But besides those two, I feel obviously direct mail, I'm only sending around 5,000 a month, so it's not that many. And the agent outreach is kind of slow. Maybe get one lead or two a week. What else you think I could be doing? I'm more of the incoming type of guy, into incoming type of leads. But what else do you think I could be doing to produce more leads and get more opportunities per se?
5,000 per month on the mail, is that dollars or is that mailers, like actual physical
Five
mailers?
thousand mail, 5,000 pieces of mail.
How many deals are you getting a month off that 5,000?
Well, I just started direct mail a couple months ago. I stopped everything and the SMS and the PPL and all of that stuff. I was like, I'm gonna just stick to mail. So I would say it's about a deal a month,
Have
maybe
you
a
gotten a
deal
deal
a
a
month.
month since
Yeah,
you
maybe
started?
yeah, about a deal a month, maybe a deal every month and a half, somewhere around there between a month and a half.
Cool. I mean, that's awesome. I usually it takes me several months when I start a campaign to get deals, so that's pretty
Mhm.
badass. Have you cashed in on any of those or just under contract or?
Yeah, I've cashed in on a couple, and obviously a couple under contract. A couple didn't close. A couple did. I'll have to really go back to my KPIs and really dig deep into them. I keep track as best as I can, but somewhere around there. I'm closing on one actually tomorrow, from a direct mail in Montgomery County. It's
If
a
you
small
said,
deal. It's 10 grand, but it's always good to plug back into it.
how much does 5,000 mailers cost you to send?
Like 2,800 or so, 2,900.
If you if you doubled that, would you get two deals a month?
Theoretically, yeah.
I'm just asking. Like if the
Yeah,
KPIs are there,
theoretically. I like to be very specific, very picky. I don't want to say picky, but what's the word? Just very niche on the lists. You
who do
know
you
what I mean?
use for mail?
Say that again?
Who do you use for mailers?
Yellow letter.
Okay. Well, I think
Yeah.
it's Jerry Norton, right?
No, it's just a company. I think
Right. I think he owns. Yeah.
yeah, he promotes it, but I think it's just a company.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool, man. I mean, I would stick to that lane if I were you.
Okay.
If your KPIs are there, like we have a deal tracker of the files in the group. Like maybe
Mhm.
actually put it on paper. If you legit are closing a deal a month on 5,000 mailers, then just do 10,000 mailers.
Gotcha. Gotcha. So just
Like legit, see if it trends.
gotcha. Okay.
Because like the thing is, we try all this stuff, which is cool. You gotta try stuff, but it's like when something sticks, it's like lean in. I think that's where a lot of us kind of screw up there a little bit.
Gotcha. Okay. So what I was thinking, I was just maybe looking at both of those if there is something else I can do. What about the agent outreach? The way I'm doing it, the way I explained, any tips or tricks you think to get that better
I've
rolling?
never had luck, so I can't be the one. Maybe somebody here does. Like maybe they crush it at that, but I've never had luck with that. No, I do have luck with agents, but not cold outreach. I have luck with agents um, that I've done deals with before that have listed properties for me, and I'll make sure every week I'll be like, "Hey, what's up? You got anything looking up? You know what? We have this thing." But I've never done cold agent outreach, so I can't really give advice. But if you have done deals with agents on both sides, I'm a huge fan of keeping in touch with them because they
Gotcha.
trust you. They know you do business. It's like, oh, hey, I got this buyer. Like he's gonna close, and their word goes a long ways when they put the offer in instead of you.
Gotcha. Okay. Cool.
Jesse said, "Quit blasting cold agents." I get you. But I feel the same way. I don't know, but I hate saying it because I don't know, right? Like I've never been successful with it, so I can't. I hate to tell you no, and like you just baller at it. I don't know.
You said what they texted quick, what is it, quick
Jesse said,
flashing?
"Quit texting agents. I get burned daily."
Actually, I don't text them until I get in contact with them. Like after I have a conversation with them, or my VA does. I have a VA doing that. And she has a script that she's getting in contact. Hey, if you do you have anything first? They ask, that's a fixer upper or a value add, and they're like, okay, no, but okay, well, do you mind if we stay in touch? If you do get something, reach out and we'll give you an offer and blah blah blah. They're like, yeah, yeah, sure, no worries, sounds good. And then
I
after
put
that point.
stop when I get those messages.
No, but I talk to them. I don't
Yeah,
text them. I text them
yeah.
afterwards, yes, not before. And I don't
I'm
get
like,
stuck.
I have MLSs all over Texas. Anytime I get those, I just put stop, stop, stop. So I
And
don't
the
know.
thing is, every time well, not every time, but a lot of times when I call an agent or my VA does, they're like, listen, thank you for calling and actually having a conversation and not just blasting text everybody. I was like, no, We don't do that until we make contact with you, and then we have you save our number. This is us, just in the future, when we do text you, and so on and so forth. But okay,
Brett said he might could connect you with somebody. His whole business was revolved around direct agent. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is like get with somebody that does it,
okay.
right? Like, because we can tell you, oh, it sucks all day. It's just like, but there's people out there that are probably crushing it, and there's a strategy. Everybody's crushing a certain strategy. They have their way of doing it. Like I JV so many deals, and like I could literally correlate that to my content, like how much content I'm putting out. That's
Hmm.
my game, right? Like I got 5 badass JV deals this week, right? Just from content. And so like everybody's, I see you put out a lot of content,
Hmm.
see what, yeah,
That's the other thing I was going to tell you. I've been putting out at least a piece of content every single day of things that are literally going on on a daily basis and giving out tips and stuff like that. I just started maybe like a month or two ago, really being consistent. So I haven't seen anything kind of roll in. And since I'm in very specific markets, um, you know. I've got a couple things here and there, but just out of the areas that I buy and do deals with, and I have a network and stuff.
share wins, losses, life, real, just real, right?
Gotcha. Okay.
I know a lot of people want to be like, hey, this is what you do, right? Which is okay, but like just like real, like, hey, I got my ass kicked today, right? Like, or like, oh, well, we did close this deal, but it really, whatever, just whatever. It's just cool to put it out there.
Perfect. And then just wait for like the DMs or anything like that to come in and people reach out.
It'll be telling. Like you, like I put a piece of content out 2 days ago. It was like a normal post. I actually want to show you all this because like it's very interesting to me. It was the most DMs I've ever gotten, and I didn't. It was really, and I don't know why. I even put it in Chat GPT to try to understand because I didn't even really ask for anything, but I just put a picture of me in my car, and I just put just to sign another deal before we put it on market as a novation, which we always blast the agents before we put it on the market. And I was like, the JV partner brought me a deal. I told him what to renegotiate it to. He ordered pictures. While we were waiting for pictures, we got an offer. We're going to take the 16K. Legit, that was the post. My DMs blew up with like JV deals that day. So I don't know like the secret sauce. I was just really telling what just happened. You
And
know,
when they're out of the area that you typically buy in, what do you do?
I work nationwide.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay, gotcha.
So like I do have a broader audience. It's like I reached out to Ray earlier because I thought he was closer to an area, North Carolina, but I just got a JV deal in North Carolina.
Why wouldn't you just JV it, Mario? Like wholesale it? Like why not?
I could. I would just, would have to get my dispo process outside of my area more dialed in. That's what I would have
Just
to
let
do.
just let somebody else do dispo if you can lock it up.
I got a kid,
Gotcha.
he's 19. He reached out. I guess he saw me in an event. I don't know. This kid is like a hustler. Like, dude, I wish I would have started this at 19, like for real. But anyways, he's a door knocker, right? He used to be a roofer and like he's door knockers. That's what he knows. He goes and knocks on foreclosures all day. And when he locks a deal up, he sends them to me. And he knows how to like negotiate and he knows how to do numbers and like um but anyways, every deal he locks up, he just sends to me to Dispo, right? Because he don't want to do anything but door knock and get a contract signed. So like there's so many ways to get deals. Like I agree with Ray. It's like don't let that hold you back, you know?
Gotcha.
I mean we dispo for people ever, but there's plenty of people that dispo for people. So
Gotcha. Okay, perfect. Definitely
it's like
open that up.
it's just like Jason is the utility. He's the grounds expert. I don't want to be the grounds expert. I partner with Jason. Right? I'd have to go like a decade of learning. I don't. I just use Jason. He already knows all the crap. And, it's the same
Perfect.
thing.
Perfect. Thank you.
Oh yeah. Brett, what you got, man? Anything going on in your world need help with? I know you mentioned a deal earlier.
Um, yeah, I'm meeting a guy in like 15 minutes to go over some storage units. So I'll
Got it.
probably be sending that to you after I meet with them. But um, right now we're we're kind of rocking and rolling right now. Um, no kind of quirky deals have a few that we're fixing some title issues on. Um, that's kind of what we got right now. Some new guys on the acquisition seats that have been crushing it pretty good for me.
That's awesome, dude. I'm stoked to hear about it. That's cool to see.
Dude, it's nice. I hope they don't leave.
Yeah, it's cool, dude. Like you're building that and deal flows up. I've noticed we've been busy lately too. I think because like fourth quarter and first quarter are usually like just super slow, right? Like and then deals all it's like if you look at trajectory every year and then everything just spikes. And I'm noticing just lately, on our end at least, like it's just like
Mhm.
influx, of deals. So
Yeah,
if y'all have been, anybody in here has been kind of like slow, just know like fourth quarter, first quarter is like normal thing. But like you should keep the foot on the gas. It gets us pretty busy. So
yeah, we got Chris overwhelmed right now with deals.
that's good.
We've been putting the pressure on him.
I bet he's happy.
Yeah, yep.
Trey, you got anything, man, you need help with?
Nah,
Or Trey
man.
Hill, sorry.
I'm good for right now, bro. I'm still. I think I'm good. I'll
Okay,
let you
I know you're
know.
just jumping into this still and kind of grasping, getting your mind around. Let me know if you have questions or like next steps. Don't get like, paralysis, just
Gotcha.
anything you got.
All right.
But pretty much you just gotta pick a lane and run, right? And everybody tries some stuff at first until something sticks. It's like I was telling Mario, it's like if the data does say 5,000 mailers work, then do 10,000. See if that works, right? So sure. What about you, Colgrove? You got anything?
Nah, I was listening to Jason. I came across 37 acres over here in Louisiana that's already zoned mobile home park, and supposedly the realtor said that it has the capability for city water and city sewer. I was
Yeah.
gonna go pass by it and see if it was even worth digging into.
And then like how many of those could you actually fill if you had them?
Yeah,
Because that's like I think every 10 acres you could put like 100. That's just one-to-one math in my head. But so like could you put 300 sites on there? Would it be full? Like with the population, the area, and the workforce.
yeah.
Something to look at. Cool. Anybody else got anything? Aaron, good to see you on here today, man. Um, cool. Well, good to see y'all today. Let me know if y'all have any questions. And yeah, let's make some money.
Oh, hold on, Travis. Hey, there was a post. I want to say an eight. I think that's where that's where we were in Apex together, right?
Yep.
Are you still in there?
Nope.
So there was a store in there for that dude is selling, and it was like I think he was selling it for like 124K. He netted 100K. It was in San Angelo, Texas. And it kind of caught my attention. I thought about you whenever it but we'll talk about it later. It was
What kind
just
of store?
sex toys.
Okay. I
He
mean,
didn't he
it's
didn't
a
have,
that's
huh?
I mean, my thing is like I don't I would like right off the bat I have like guardrails towards everything. Like I buy 100 plus parts in mobile home parks. I do
Right.
novations, I wholesale, and I do hotels. Like anything outside of that, I'm not interested.
Yeah, this was weird, bro.
You
I
know,
know. Yeah.
or like I'll list stuff too. That's like one of our levers. But yeah. So me, it's like I don't really care if you're making $1 million. Like I don't know the business. Nor do I want to. If that helps.
Fair enough. That makes sense.
Hey,
Cool.
Travis.
Yes, sir.
Hey, so I just got my. Do you know anything about the veterans LLCs that you can do in Texas? Mine just got rejected, and I'm not. They didn't give me an answer why. They just sent me the paperwork that I submitted, and I'm like, okay, that doesn't tell me anything. Do you know anything about that, or do you know anybody that has any insight on that, maybe, or that can kind
I don't
of lead me
know.
in a direction?
I don't know anything about a veterans LLC. I know how to like start LLCs, but were you using like a CPA to help you out or any service, or did you just go on the comptroller
No,
site?
You just go on the Secretary of Texas website and you can submit everything online. And they've got basically like they have a separate veterans website that you can go to that gives you the steps. And I did all the steps, and I mean, the only other thing I can think of is that um, maybe my name was taken already, maybe, and that's why I got rejected. But they didn't really give me an answer.
Give him a
They
shout.
just, yeah, I'm not just
You
gonna have
can
to call
call
them.
him.
Okay,
Yeah, you can call the comptroller.
okay, cool. I mean, if not, I'm just gonna have to go to the legal Zoom, right? I guess so.
We don't have to. There probably is a field office, a comptroller field office next to you too, I'm sure. If you really need to
Yeah,
go in.
yeah. I wanted to start that way. Once I mean, because right now, man, it's just learning and putting in the reps, and sooner or later something's gonna give, and I'm gonna get a deal, right? And then I want it to be. I guess I want to protect myself more or less, if that makes sense.
Cool. Just don't let it stop you.
No,
Don't have it in
no,
the meantime, still send the contract.
can't stop, won't stop.
You'll be okay. Send it in there.
All right, brother.
All right, man. Good seeing y'all. Y'all have a good one.